Are you guys sick of using the same VSTs to make vocal samples? Personally, I get super bored reusing the same vocal sample libraries over and over again, and I want to spark inspiration elsewhere from a sample pack or factory presets. Hopefully this video puts you onto some new sauce and helps build your arsenal of techniques when it comes to your vocal samples. If you like this video at any point, please do drop it a like, and now that that's all out of the way, let's get right into the sample. So I started with this song. I found it on this playlist, this sad songs playlist, but it's called It Looks Sad by Creature. I soloed out a certain section of the song. I believe this is like the chorus of the song, but this is what it sounds like. After that, I chopped it up and just took kind of bigger sections of it, so probably 4, 5, 6 different stabs of it, created a sampler instrument. Basically there's 16 bars worth of this. Right click, convert to new sampler track. After that I turned it into basically 3 different parts, and I kind of took this from this Kygo video that I saw, but this is what I ended up getting. And that's just straight from the sampler. Eighth notes just kind of being repeated over and over again. Then on the second one, but it kind of plays off of the first melody. This is what it sounds like. Then there's a third section, and this third section is basically like your ending. So this is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like with all 3 tracks playing at the same time. We added some vintage verb, very slight, 33% mix, short decay, little ultra boy, 0.9 on the formant, really low mix, blend. This is like my chorus plugin of choice. I love this plugin. 3 voices, low mix, like 12%, 62% depth. We did a shaper box, sidechain, 50%, a fourth. This is how you get that kind of pumping feel to it. And then we did the width module. This is just kind of widening the signal, 8 bars, so it's pretty slow. It's at like 56%. We did the panning, also from the creative, giving it a little bit more of that pan automation, give it a little bit more life. We have a compressor, so this is the Studio FET. I love Logic compressors. This one is a pretty heavy compression, so it's like a 12:1 ratio. Threshold's like super high, so there's like a lot of compression happening here. And then just to finish it off, vintage verb, small decay, 8%, not a lot going on. After that, I bounced this track, raised it 4 semitones. I added channel EQ, just taking away some of the lows, a little bit of the highs. Some of the highs were really piercing. This is what it sounds like. Now with the choir, we have 4-chord progression. This is G sharp major, D sharp major, A sharp minor 11th, and C sharp major 9. In terms of the processing, vintage verb again, this was a copy and paste from the vocals, just with a higher mix. We have blend again, but this is 5 voices instead of 3. Higher mix knob on this. We rolled off a little bit of the lows. Shaper box, the same thing, except pan knob is at 4 bars and the width is at 8 bars, so it's not as long as the other one. We have RC20, no more boring pads preset, 100% mix. I just tweaked a couple of these knobs, but here are the settings if you want to see them. EFX refract, this is just like a flanger, a little bit of detune, a little bit of cutoff, low mix. This is movement. This is on the wave runner preset. I didn't actually move the XY knobs, and it's on the dry side, so it's not doing a ton. Delay, got Valhalla delay here, 6%, half note with a 20 millisecond spread, a little bit of feedback. Something I always do is just filter out my delay since it's right on the track. Pro R, super long delay, in my opinion. 20 seconds is pretty long. Very low mix, 3%. I didn't really move a lot of these knobs, so they're not doing a lot. This is what it sounds like. And on the last half, the chords are a little different. It just goes to the D sharp at the end. This is how the ending sounds. And that's just on the second turnaround. Now I have another element. This is just a piano, kind of a high up piano. This is what it sounds like. So we added the vintage verb again, we added movement, RC20, this was on the gazing guitar preset. That's it here are the knobs if you want to see that. Little altar boy. So on this one, we took the formant down by like half and then just lowered the mix a little bit. Blend, shaper box, compression, studio fet, a little bit of delay, 1/8, and it has 18% mix on this. Since the notes are just kind of elongated, you're not necessarily hearing like the transient of it. Really what you're hearing is the sustain. And then you have this EQ. This is just shaping it just because there's a lot of highs and it gets kind of abrasive. So we took this down to like 2800 hertz. This is what it sounds like. We also added a brass pad. This is doing the same exact chords as the choir, and the processing is exactly the same. Vintage verb, chorus, shaper box, the flanger from EFX Refract, movement, delay. This is what that sounds like. This is the last element that I added. This is like a soft saw pad. Same kind of setup. We did a little bit of vintage verb, did a little bit of chorus, shaper box, we did the flanger, movement, Valhalla delay. We went back to the half setting, 6%, the 20-second reverb, the long reverb with the FabFilter Pro R. This is what that pad sounds like. Now I just quickly want to go over the arrangement, starting with the vocal chop. It's layered with the pad. That's for the first 8 bars we do. And the pre-chorus section, we introduce the choir pad, and the pad is still playing, but at the end of this like 16 bar turnaround, high up piano counter melody, sprinkling in, so it's basically just a cue that you're gonna get more of this in the main piece, which is the chorus. We bring in the brass pad. It just gives it a little bit of fullness and makes grandiosity of the strings swell up a little bit more and just brings us into this kind of ocean of sustain. Bridge / outro, we have the vocal chop playing, we have the choir, we have the brass pad and the pad, and then no counter melody. It's an ending to a movie, like, you know, the names kind of pop down or whatever, and then things are just kind of coming to an end. This is what the whole sample sounds like. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Leave the video a like, don't forget to hit subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. If you have any requests or any ideas for me, make sure to drop a comment. I'll see you guys later.